put my Rolex on just to give you some credibility. I've been in high ticket sales for 2 years. If you don't know who I am, my name's Frankie, I'm 21. High ticket sales has changed my life. I'm gonna go through the pros and the cons. This is my brutally honest review, okay? Not holding anything back. There are massive pros, there are massive cons. I'm gonna go through every single one of them. For you, in case you're debating if you wanna start, should you start? The first pro, which you're probably expecting, is the money. 2 years in high ticket sales, first 6 months, I probably made 4 or 5 grand, 6 grand maybe. The last 18 to 20 months, I've made well over 200K USD, well over, okay? Which at 19, 20, and now 21 years old is very good income for someone that young. If you're gonna go get a job out of college, you are not touching anywhere near that amount of money, okay? So in that regard, the money is great. The second pro is the ability to actually travel the world. Over the past 12 months, I've visited over 12 countries. Averages out to a country every month. Now, that is incredible. To be able to be on the move and still make multiple 6 figures every single year, or the last year that I have done that, is something that majority of people never experience in their life. So if you want the dream of being able to travel the world and make 6 figures, it is possible. Would I recommend it, and am I going to continue to do it? No, because it's not conducive to actually working hard. I was watching a video from Charlie Morgan on this exact topic, and I couldn't agree more. And it's a mistake that I feel I've made. I think I've traveled too much. One, traveling is pretty expensive. Flights, it all adds up. You know, grand here, grand there. Staying in Airbnbs. I stayed in Miami for 2.5 months at the end of last year. Spending 5K a month on a 1-bed, 1-bath apartment. Which, for where I want to be, making 50, 100, 200, 500 grand plus a month, that's not that bad. But when you're starting out, 5K a month, when you're making 15, 10, 15, 20, it doesn't make sense. I definitely recommend stacking up as much cash as you possibly can when you first come into a bit of money, okay? The ability to travel, I mean, I've been to America multiple times. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Switzerland, Netherlands, Belgium, Portugal, France, Germany. I've been all over the gaff in the last 12 months. The next pro I'd go for is the community and meeting like-minded people and feeling like you actually have a group of people that know what you're going through. That's why I'm so bullish and massive on mentorships as a vehicle, as almost a need, because it's so hard to go on this journey of entrepreneurship on your own. Like it's next to impossible. I know for a fact, I don't know for a fact, but I strongly believe if I didn't have a group or a community or a mentorship, I would be nowhere near where I am right now. And am I where I want to be? No, but I'm doing okay in the realms of society and expectations and all that shit, okay? I've met some people that I would consider lifelong friends, people that I know for a fact if I needed them, I could call on them, not just through sales, but through making money online in general. People who do e-com, people who do social media, content. When you're in sales, you're working with these influencers and gurus. One of my really good friends now is an influencer who makes a fuck ton of money, and I would consider a good friend of mine. We'd still chat now, still talk, okay? So the network and the influence and the group mentality is so important, and that comes through continuously reinvesting in yourself. Now I'm gonna go on to the cons, and there are cons. There's no question about it. Remote sales, high ticket sales has a lot of cons to it. And the biggest one, in my opinion, is it's a job. High ticket sales is a job. You have to be at a certain point at my computer taking a call if I want to make money. If I take a week off, I make no money. And that's business in general, yes, but it's different, right? With other business models, for example, like copywriting or TikTok UGC, like content creation, you don't have deadlines, or you have deadlines, but you have a lot of flexibility in when you take that, or when you do the work. Not the same as sales. You have to be on a call at a certain time. If you don't feel like it and you've got a call scheduled, sorry buddy, you're jumping on that call. I don't like that because the reason I got into make money online, the reason I got into the space is so I didn't have to go and work a job, right? And yes, it's a much higher leverage position. I can take an hour-long call and make $500 to a couple $1,000, super high leverage, but you're still trading your time for money. The second con, and I think this ties into any venture in terms of making money online, is the ups and downs, the emotions that go into sales. You could have a day where you crush everything, everything closes, you're good to go, you're making 1, 2, 3K in a single day, and then you could go a week without closing a deal, and it may not be all on you, right? But then you get in your own head and you start to spiral downwards. Something that I've experienced recently, to be honest, right now I'm in a little bit of a slump. I wouldn't call it a slump because that's labeling this position, but the fact is I haven't closed a deal in, it's actually been around a week now. Is that 100% my fault? No. Is it my responsibility to change it? Yes. And I want to be super transparent and honest with you guys because it's going to happen. And I'm not a special snowflake where downtimes don't happen. There's going to be seasons in your life where it feels like a grind. To be honest, I'm in a season like that right now. I'm in a season where I'm questioning, do I want to stay in sales? Do I feel like I'm actually growing? What's out there for me? And I actually got on the phone with someone I look up to. I could consider him a mentor of mine. He's a little bit older, he's had more life experience. And he reminded me of a video I've already watched from Alex Hormozy, where he talks about seasons in your life. Are you in a season of learning or are you in a season of earning? Now, for the past year, working on the offer that I was on, DM setting and closing, it was a season of earning and just squeezing the juice out of the opportunity. But I didn't learn that much. I didn't learn that much at all. My skill set didn't increase. Now I made a few $100,000, which is really, really good, and take the opportunities while they're there. But now I feel like I'm heading back into that season of learning so I can then earn again. Because entrepreneurship is not just like this. You're gonna go like this, you're gonna go up, and then you might go backwards, and then you might go even further up, and then you might go backwards. If you're not mentally strong, which you will develop, but if you're not someone who can handle that, my God, the world will end every single day in your mind, and it's stressful. Another con that I massively felt and struggle with less now is the ability to be present. When I was DM setting, I was the only DM setter on the team, and I got to deal with hundreds, if not thousands, of messages on a day-to-day basis. The reason that led me to being not present when I'd be at family dinners or on holiday, I specifically remember a time or a moment. I was in Lake Como. I'll try and flash up a picture of the situation, but I was in Lake Como, one of the most beautiful places on earth, with this amazing Airbnb, had a balcony looking over the entire lake, and all I could think about was like the stress of work, and maybe I was having a bad day in terms of sets or some shit like that. Bruv, slap yourself. The reason you grind is so you can enjoy moments like this. Yes, work hard, but enjoy the moment. And I really struggled with that for a long time because of DM setting. Like I'd be at dinner with my family or with my girlfriend or out with friends and consistently thinking, shit, I'm gonna have so many messages I've got to go and reply back to when I'm done, like not working. That may not be as bad if you're just, well, it's not as bad if you're just taking sales calls because you can kind of switch off, but remote sales in general, I think business and entrepreneurship in general, it's hard to switch off. So if you're someone that likes the fact that they can work a job and then after you finish at 5 p.m., you can come home, switch off and not think about anything, keep your job, bro. Keep your job, honestly. Like it's really stressful to be very, very transparent. Overall, if I was to restart as a beginner, say I was 18, 19, 25, doesn't matter how old you are, would I recommend you going and learning high ticket sales? 1,000,000%, not even a doubt in my mind. You need to know the cons as well as the pros, because there are cons, okay? And I want you to be informed as possible when you make the decision whether or not you get into sales. Now, sales has changed my life. It's put me in a position where I can have fancy things, you know, the watch to boost my own ego. I didn't buy it, it was a gift, it was a bonus. Have a bit of financial security, put money away, travel the world. Like it's given me all of that. And I wouldn't change anything about my journey forever, okay? One thing I'd say about high ticket sales it's for the first 6 months, you need to get your dick kicked in. The reason I say need is because it's really important that you don't see success quick. Because if you see success quick, you'll take it for granted. You'll probably fall off very quickly. I spent the first 4 to 6 months dialing people on the phone every single day for probably 8-9 hours a day, calling 150, 200 plus people every single day, making 2 to 4K a month. It was 4K USD, was probably my best month, grinding my ass off. But I needed that because I needed to know the value of like hard work and what it actually takes. And I think I've lost sight of that grind phase a little bit, and I need to get back into it. Yes, 100% get into high ticket sales. If you're a hard worker, it will change your life and it will give you a skill set which you can use in business endeavors. That's probably the biggest pro. If you are someone who knows you want to go and launch a business and you have no skills on how to do it, go learn sales first. Go learn sales, because when you're in these sales positions, you will learn marketing by osmosis, because you'll see the business owners, the way they post content, why it gets people involved, why it gets people intrigued. And by osmosis, you will just absorb and become a better marketer. I've never done any marketing in my life. I think I could probably be decent at it just from being around it. If you want to get into sales and you don't know where to start, I would always recommend investing in a mentor. Now, I don't have my own mentorship. I don't have my own course, so I'm not trying to sell you anything. But if you want help deciding who you should actually look into, someone you can actually trust, I know guys in the space. I've been around long enough to where I can point you in the right direction. Am I incentivized to do that? 100%. One, I'd love to see you win. And two, they might give me a kickback. Me sending you to them, right? That's just how the game works. That doesn't mean that it won't help you out. If I knew someone was making money off me getting referred into the first mentorship I bought, I probably would have sent them more money because it helped me so much. Drop me a DM on Instagram, Frankie Isaac 1. I'm on TikTok, Frank on Business. Brilliant name, I know. If you need anything, reach out, hit me up. Genuinely want to help you guys out. If you're young, you need it, okay? I appreciate you watching to the end. Best comment on this video, I'll send over 50 quid to you. So like $70 or some shit. So drop a comment, like, subscribe. Love you boys. See you later.